Kelly from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for March 2023. So our very first astro event is involving Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, ruler of communication and expression. And Mercury is moving out of this Aquarian energy, the highest form of our intellect, where we should have gained a little bit of clarity, a little bit of a vision, a little bit of a dream and a goal on where it is that we are pushing ourselves to actually manifest a new reality for ourselves. And we are moving into Pisces energy, the last sign of the zodiac. So we have to consider here, first of all, that Pisces energy, we're in Pisces season. We are wrapping up a lot of karmic life lessons here. Mercury entering into Pisces is going to do a couple of things for us. First of all, when we have the ruler of the mental plane in this water energy that is very emotional and dreamy and creative, we have to understand that we are going to move into more of a, I'm going to say, creative and imaginative mind space. We are definitely more visual. We are trusting our gut, our intuition on, really processing new details, information, and perspectives coming in. We have to blend our logical, practical intellect with our instincts, with our intuition. We are highly freaking sensitive, okay? We are not only attuned more to the world of emotion, we are highly tuned to the subtle energies that we have in our everyday existence. We are definitely more in a mind space where if you are tapping into those creative ideas, which is great for artists and musicians and writers. There's really a lot of creative energy that can be downloaded within you to give you new levels of inspiration. Now, let me just say, it might take a while for you to be able to get those visuals out or those ideas out because we're not the best at actually being able to articulate and put into words what's going on in our inner realm. But nonetheless, we will get excited. We will be inspired with some of these new ideas and these creative solutions coming into our mental plane. And, we're fine-tuning our inner narrative. Mercury, of course, ruler of the mental plane. In Pisces energy, we tend to be the victim mentality. We're in Pisces energy providing a death and ending, a closure to certain narratives that may stem around this negative victim-like mentality mind frame. We are also kind of seeing where it is, and this may not be individual for you, but collectively speaking, Pisces energy does kind of represent numbing our vices, drugs, alcohol, whatever the case may be, in order to numb us. We don't want to numb. We need to feel in order to heal. So Mercury, we might have a lot going on in our mind space. We might have an overly depressive narrative. We might, really be sinking into that victim mentality narrative, which is not good for anyone, okay? And we need to kind of flip the script so that we renew ourselves spiritually. This is about realigning, recalibrating. This is about in the Pisces energy, really raising our vibration to more of a level of awareness and enlightenment. We definitely are attached to the metaphysical realm more so now than ever before. And it can be very difficult to kind of find the balance between the positives and the negatives of the Pisces energy, because of course there is no boundaries in Pisces energy. It's just a big ocean, and we ebb and we flow, and we could be at a very high point with a positive, very imaginative type of narrative, and then all of a sudden be down in the dumps in no time flat, and then back up again. So we do have to kind of be very careful with what it is that we allow to be consumed in our mental plane. So like I mentioned, it's not the best energy for communication, right? It's hard for us to articulate all of these aha moments and inspirations and ideas and feelings washing over us. It's hard to be able to put that into words. And so we may not be the best at having conversations right now. What I would say is that this is an ideal time, even if you got to stumble through it, to have really deep conversations of, heart-to-heart issues, kind of cleaning out the closet, of spiritual matters, of imaginative matters. But it is going to be a hard time. We will have to stumble through our words because this is not the best energy for us to be clear and confident and concise with our wording. So we have to kind of understand that this is a very wish-washy type of energy. We will likely have a lot of confusion, a lot of brain fog. Just go with it. Okay, we have to kind of realize that the practical, logical intellect of Mercury is trying so freaking hard to make sense of the thoughts, the feelings, the ideas, the images that are being downloaded within our higher selves. We feel this want, need, and desire to make sense of our emotional realm. And sometimes we just can't make sense of emotions. Sometimes it's just not meant to be put into words. And so it's like we are trying to compartmentalize a lot of the things that we're not able to really identify at this time. But we don't want to do that because Pisces energy is the unconscious. This is why we have, hidden thoughts, hidden memories, hidden emotions rising to the surface in Pisces. The last thing we want to do is take current thoughts and feelings and suppress them to a limit where they become a part of our unconscious selves. We want to really just address life as it is, the feelings, the thoughts that are coming up for us, and process it now, integrate it now so that it doesn't get stored in our unconscious cells and come back to bite us in the ass later. Just keep in mind, we are all super sensitive. We are all a little bit naive. Why? Because we want to believe in the good. We want to believe in love. We want to believe in magic. We can get taken advantage of if we're not careful because we're super, super impressionable. And we want to trust. And we try to trust. And sometimes we get burned for trusting. But there is this innocence that comes with the Piscean energy that we really kind of have to understand that we want to see the best in everything and everyone. And that's not a bad thing, except for when you get burned. And then you realize that you got to kind of take those rose-colored glasses off and just kind of look at things matter-of-factly. And sometimes that's not so fun either. So we do just have to understand, again, that we're in Pisces season. And Mercury moving into Pisces is just going to add to all the different states of the water energy that we're in. So again, water is the only element that can morph into different types of forms. And this is why when we're in a water sign or in a water season, we have to be fluid. We have to go with the flow. We have to surrender because we're being emotionally and spiritually cleansed, again, to lighten the load so that we are the lightest version of ourselves moving into this new astrological calendar when Aries season hits. So you may find that it's easier to be by yourself, that solitude is your friend, but it is a double-edged sword because as much as we want to be by ourselves and as much as Pisces energy kind of, pushes us into isolation, we get lonely and we get overwhelmed and we start telling ourselves negative narratives that we're going to be alone forever. And that even if we're in a crowded room, that we don't feel like we connect with anyone and we feel like we're the aliens. We feel like we're the strangers. And are we ever going to find the like-minded soul fam that we desire to be around? There's a lot of, again, very intense thoughts and feelings that come up with Mercury being in Pisces energy. And just consider the fact that we kind of have to look back because we're in Pisces energy. So this is about looking back. It can kind of feel like a Mercury retrograde. I'm not going to lie to you. Things are confusing. We're not seeing the full picture of things. And the last thing that I really need to bring to your attention is that Pisces energy sits across the street, if you will, from Virgo energy. We need the Virgo energy to focus in on the smaller details in order to get to the greater, grander vision, dream, and picture. Pisces energy is the greater, grander picture that we are trying to see here right now. But our downfall is that we kind of skim over the details that are very important, that have the ability to come back and bite us in the ass. So right now, just understand, especially in your dream state, because Pisces energy rules over dreams, you could have a lot of very troubling content from past experiences come back in your dreams. And this is just our subconscious's way of bringing forth the material that we aren't able to deal with in a good manner in our waking state. So our dreams can become very intense. They can border on night terrors because, again, this is the process of us being able to kind of cleanse ourselves, purge ourselves from the heavier weight of our thoughts, of our emotions, of our experience, and of our memories. And that's another thing, a lot of memories coming flashing back out of nowheres with Mercury in Pisces energy. So figure out where Pisces energy rules over in your chart, because this is the current calendar, spot in the calendar that we're in. And this can be very revealing on what kind of topics and themes will be consuming your mind while Mercury moves through this Pisces energy.